Wednesday, Flosstube. Hello, crafty friends. It is Wednesday, October the 7th. My name is Caroline. Welcome back. Daily crafty chat. And over the next few days, short little Flosstube episodes where I just share the one project that I chose to work on last night. As you've seen from the screen cap, I chose my Long Dog Sampler's Death by Cross Stitch. I haven't worked on this all summer, so that was kind of my plan for the next few days before we go home, was to try and pull out a few of the works in progress that I brought with me that I haven't managed to give any love. So this, I love this piece so much. I don't know if I'll ever finish it. It's so massive. I have my lighting on today, so sorry it's blowing out a little bit. Now, unusually, I should say usually, when I start a new piece, I love to start in the bottom left corner. Oddly enough, with this piece, I started in the top left corner. So very different for me. Normally, it's just my habit. I love to start in the bottom left corner. So I don't know why. Anyways, I started this piece about 3.5 years ago. So clearly, I think 2 years went by that I didn't do anything on it. And then earlier this year, during Whip Mania that I brought it out. I don't remember, but I brought it out while I was trying to work on, sort of 24-hour rotations on big pieces. And oh, it was 24 hours of cross stitch. That's what it was. It was one of the early in the year weekends, 24 hours of cross stitch weekends, that I last worked on it. And I think it had probably been about 2 years since the time that I worked on it before that. So the screen cap that I used was where it was before I started working on it last night. And I was able to stitch for 2 hours last night. And it doesn't look all that much different, but progress is progress. So you can see the horse now has a tail, well, the unicorn. The unicorn has a tail, and the magic wand horn on the unicorn has a lot more complete. Also the top border, I worked along the top border there, and just overall, I think I put in 8 lengths of floss, probably 8 or 9 lengths of floss. And there's my, so 3.5 years later, this is how much I have done. So I don't think it's out of the, the realm of craziness to think that this may never get done. But this is one of those pieces that I just love it. I love everything. I love the process of this piece. Working on it last night was so pleasurable because the stitches are so small and tiny and perfect, and I love the color, I love the fabric, I love the pattern, love everything about it. It's a joy, it's a pleasure. So for me, Death by Cross Stitch, my version, my whip, has absolutely nothing to do with eventually having this framed on my wall. It is entirely pleasure driven for me. I just love stitching on this. And so I really hope that I can, make the effort to bring it out a little bit more often, because it was really nice. Like 2 hours just sped by last night, and I was so happy the whole time because it was just really enjoyable. Okay, so the details on this project, of course, it is, like I said, Death by Cross Stitch by Long Dog Samplers, and I purchased this as a chart through my local needlework shop back when it first came out. I don't even remember. There's no year on the front page, and the rest of the chart is in the other room. My fabric is a 25 count even weave white, and 25 count even weave, or 28 count even weave even, is a really wonderful fabric for doing very small 1/1 full coverage pieces, or, you know, large scale projects that you don't want to have, you know, a yard of fabric on your wall. This is still going to be really big, even though the stitching is very, very small. It's still going to be a large project. Oh, and I'm always asked, so the lap frame that I use, this is a Kay's Creation lap frame, and I like them a lot. It's a scroll rod system, so you simply baste your fabric to the scroll rods, and I always baste mine to the back so that my working project is rolled up on the inside, and this back part is the back of the project, so it just keeps the front of the project clean when it's not in use. And my needle minder was from my friend Maria Kutzner. She has a YouTube channel if you want to go and visit her. She sent me a package of goodies last year, and this beautiful coffee needle minder was in there, and it's one of my favorites. The thread that I'm using is DMC, and I have lots of it. I made sure that I bought more than I needed. I'm always asked, how do you figure out how much thread you need? I am terrible at figuring out how much thread I need, so I always just buy more than I need. And up until now, it's worked most of the time. There's only been once or twice where I have run into not having enough thread problems. However, those are, you know, few and far between, and you sort of deal with them as they happen, right? Usually what I do is I just overbuy at least a few extra skeins. So I'm using DMC, and my color number is 3808. There we go. 3808. Oh, it's just such a beautiful color. Hopefully there at the top there, that's showing pretty true. That's pretty true. Oh, it's just such a beautiful color. And it's when I stitch these monochromatic pieces, one color, I love to use these wooden, or, you know, a cardstock, any kind of thread keep where you can, I pre-measure out the DMC into 18-inch lengths, which for this piece, I'll be honest with you, is probably a little bit long. I probably should have gone 14, 15 inches instead of 18, because I am finding by the last 3 or 4 inches of, because I am a thread miser. I'm very frugal with my thread. I like to go right to the end because it's more stitches, right? Instead of having to stop and thread your needle again, I will stitch right down to the last few, last centimeter or so. And I'm noticing that the end is starting to fray just a little bit sooner because of the fact that it is the 1/1 on 25. The thread is, because it's small and it's all so close together, the thread is wearing a little more quickly than it would for a fabric that would have more give to it, a little bit larger hole. So I probably should have cut these lengths a little shorter. However, it's all good. I have lots of floss, so I should probably just, you know, get over it and end the thread a little bit sooner. So the thing that I like about these, about putting my thread like this, is that you can, and I've shown this before, and I know other people have shown this as well, you can separate out. So I've cut, everything is cut, so it's all, you know, I'm gonna have to look over my glasses like an old lady to do this, because I have aging eyes. So, because normally if, you know, I'm doing this by myself on the couch, it works, but, you know, because I'm gonna try and do it on camera, I'm gonna embarrass myself. So you just pull out, I pull out a 6, you can pull out one strand at a time, but because I've got extra holes, I just pull out a 6 strand length. You just pull it out like that, tidy up the rest of it, And then there's your length, pull out what you need, and the rest of it just goes back in an empty hole, just like that. Easy. I love using that. Oh, I have often been asked, because I use these thread keeps for other projects as well. This just happens to be one that I made up for my, I sell these. Anyways, my Friday Off the Grid party pants are on. Friday Off the Grid, it's our Facebook group. You're welcome to join us over there. But I have been asked, how do I use these? Because there's no numbers on the holes. How would I use them if I had multiple colors? Well, you just assign a corner a number, and Luna is right outside the door. She wants in. I fed her. She's happy. She likes to cuddle all the time. So I just assign, usually I start with the top left corner. Instead of with me, it's usually the bottom left. But on my thread keeps, I like the top left corner, and then I go clockwise. Am I going clockwise? Yeah. So it's hard to do it backwards. So I go clockwise, and I just give them the numbers, and then I write on the pattern which number hole has which color in it, and it's very, very easy to use. And so I don't worry that there aren't numbered holes on it. They're just convenient to use. So that's that. Now, I know I was only going to talk about one project, but I cannot resist showing you my sock. This is my Leo and Roxy Fruity Pebbles August 2019 Sock of the Month Club sock yarn. There's my tag. There. Because, let me show you. First of all, there's the yarn. I know. I've got my sewing light is right here. So, there. And I finished the heel flap. Let me turn this around. There, that's better. Finish the heel flap and heel turn. That's what turns it into the 3D shape. I know it's going to focus. Just give it a minute. Come on. It's deciding if it wants to. There we go. So I've made my little canoe, my little 3D shape. My heel turn is done, and look at that. I am now on my gusset decreases. So I'm back to that bright, happy, beautiful, cheerful yarn, and just doing a few rows a day in this really bright, happy color has been really good for my mood. It's such a bright yarn. Anyways, so I thought I would, whoops, where are we here? Come on. Lost you there for a sec. There we go. So I thought I would show where I was at with this, because I'm pretty proud of myself that I'm, you know, they're not languishing. I'm getting on with it. And because frankly, my feet are cold. I really could have used an extra pair of hand knit socks while I was here, but I'm stubborn. The Christmas socks that I've knit, I'm not wearing those until December 1st. So anyways, I'm looking forward to getting, I miss nothing from home except for, well, that's not true. It's a little bittersweet. I miss my home. I love my home in London, Ontario. My house, and the rest of my things are there, all my stash and all my stuff, and my daughter's there. So I'm really looking forward to being back together with her. But the only thing that I don't 100% love about here is the shower. Like crazy. I know it's windy, and it was crazy weather today, so the hair is what it is. But we only have a 5-gallon hot water tank, and so showers are quick. And one of my guilty pleasures is a really long, luxurious hot shower. So, you know, I'm calling these Flosstube shorts, right? I'm 15 minutes in. How short is this? Not short. Anyways, I will wrap it up. Anyways, I know I'm rambling here, but I'm really looking forward to a really hot, long shower. So, only a few days, then I get that nice hot shower. But yeah, you know, it is bittersweet. I do love it here. it's going to be hard to leave. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you're enjoying a little bit of a more in-depth focus on some of the projects that I'm working on. I've already chosen what I'm going to work on later tonight, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you tomorrow. So take care. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Happy stitching, everybody.